Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, and my friends, we're here to talk about Ash Crimson in the King of Fighters 15. Long awaited, long anticipated, Ash finally returns to the franchise. Probably the most controversial character in the King of Fighters history. The one thing you could never take away from Ash though is his gameplay is something else. Ash is one of the combo kings of all of fighting game history. Even the Marvel vs. Capcom versions of Dante from Devil May Cry would look at Ash Crimson and say, "Oh, calm down, buddy. This isn't a competition." So, as always, we're going to do a full breakdown of the trailer, but also, since a lot of people, King of Fighters 15 will be your first King of Fighters, I'm going to break down just what is Ash all about, what is Ash's kind of general gameplay, and what is the lore of Ash Crimson. So out of the gate, Ash's core design was an attractive evil character, even though he's sort of a hero, but he's sort of a bad guy. I don't know, it's hard, we'll get into it. An attractive evil character that made you feel bad for rooting for them. So if you saw the recent big trailer that dumped all sorts of info about King of Fighters 15 recently, you probably saw the snippet here where it says all the heroes of all the KoF sagas are returning. Ash Crimson has his own saga. It's technically the Those That Came Before saga, but most people just call it the Ash Crimson saga. This covers the King of Fighters 2003 through King of Fighters 13. Now, those that came from before, those from a distant land, those from the past, it's about those people, and also Ash Crimson. But who is it really about? You know who it's about. You better believe it's about Orochi in the end, as almost everything is in the King of Fighters. So those who came before, what are they? If you recall the Hekeshu, the people who were up to no good during the Orochi saga, those that came before are literally just the European branch of the Hekeshu. So these guys want to bring back Orochi, and that is bad news for everyone. Because once again, if you don't know, Orochi is the will of Gaia, the will of the Earth, to destroy the human race. The thing about this group is they are as advertised, right? Those from the past, these guys are from the past, invading the future. They have a device called the Gate that lets them travel at any point in time, and in fact, if things go bad, they can literally just go back in time and try again, right? So it's kind of hard to stop these guys. Also, this device, the King of Fighters 13 Tournament Stadium, was built directly on top of it because of course it was. So that's your baddies. So what about Ash Crimson himself? The thing about the entirety of the Ash saga is he's not a clear-cut good guy, he's not a clear-cut bad guy, right? You have your traditional good guys, you have Kyo doing, the Kyo thing, sometimes working with Chizuru and Iori, sometimes working with his own team, all depends on the game, right? A lot of the other good guys are there. The thing is, starting with King of Fighters 2003, Ash is definitely presented as the face of the game, along with his carefree team, Shenwu, Dulong, Oswald, depending on the game, all that kind of stuff, right? But he's not presented as the outright hero, and especially early on in 2003, he definitely has an antagonistic slate to him. Because, and this is where things start going bad from a public perception, I didn't mention how he's a controversial character, right? The thing is, he's beating the crap out of a lot of the traditional heroes. He's beating the crap out of a lot of the fan favorites. You may recall that Chizuru, Iori, and Kyo make up Team 3 Sacred Treasures, right? The thing is, that's not just a name. They have the Sacred Treasures, and Ash, he's coming for them. He's taking them. You're not going to have them anymore. Your heroes, Ash is here to beat them up and take their crap. In the context of the game, Ash is usually presented as carefree, funny, laughing, messing around, maybe a little bit of a dick, right? But when he starts messing directly with the actual main characters of games past, people started getting mad. He beats up Chizuru and takes her sacred treasure. When Iori is going crazy like Iori is wont to do, and in the Riot of the Blood, Ash comes and also takes his sacred treasure, which directly leads to the fact that in King of Fighters 13, Iori did not play like the usual form he always did. He actually had a whole new moveset because he didn't have the thing that gave him his powers. So plot-wise, Ash is directly responsible for Iori's moveset changing in King of Fighters 13. So not only is he beating up the important characters in the plot, he's also directly changing how they play now. But within the confines of the plot throughout the Ash saga, it's basically like no one really knows what's going on, right? He's doing good stuff, but he's also doing bad stuff. Even Elizabeth, who is his best friend, she grew up with him, a big part of the character's lore actually, but this is an Ash video, not an Elizabeth video, so we won't go too much into it. But she doesn't really know what Ash is really doing either, right? They know that those from the past need to be stopped, but it looks like Ash is helping them, if anything, not hurting them like they want him to. And also, in taking the sacred treasures from Chizuru from Iori, Ash keeps getting stronger and stronger. And Ash was already really strong at a base level, so it's just getting more exponential. And all this stuff keeps happening, and we wind up all the way to King of Fighters 13, right? And King of Fighters 13, we learn who is the boss of those that came before, which is Psyche, who kills Mukai, who is the boss of King of Fighters 11. And, you know, just to show how big and bad he is and all that kind of stuff, right? The thing is, the long con being what it was, Ash was collecting the sacred treasures for those that came before for Psyche, right? And, well, there's a little bit of a double cross going on. Ash was messing with him the whole time and sabotaging the whole plan from the start, because Ash is a direct descendant of these people and he doesn't want this madness to keep on going, right? So by messing with their time travel capabilities so they can't keep running away through time and starting the whole process over, he's gonna get him. And get him he did. Eat crap, Psyche, you're done. Ash gotcha. With all the powers, he now has it all, and he also took Psyche's powers. But there's a little bit of a problem with that, because being weird time ghost, spirit, Orochi follower, whatever you want to call it, Psyche can possess people, and he possesses Ash Crimson. Within the context of the game here, this is when you have to fight Dark Ash, who is another boss after Psyche's true form. You beat him, you successfully go forward, and then we find out just how it all turns out. So long story short, Ash manages to destroy the gate, close the gate permanently, Psyche behind it, but therefore, since he's out of time and space, he no longer exists. And the problem is, once again, Ash was directly related to those that came before, and he's directly Psyche's ancestor. So by erasing Psyche from the timeline, he basically erased himself from the timeline, because his ancestor no longer existed, therefore he no longer exists. So even though he went about it a weird way, betrayed a lot of people, he was ultimately the good guy in the end, but he did it in a really bad way. And Elizabeth, who's been looking for him this whole time, childhood friend, all that kind of stuff, Elizabeth, I'm sorry, but he's not there anymore. And that is the super Cliff's note of the Ash Crimson saga. There's a lot more to go over, but that's where we're at. Ash Crimson, confusing anti-hero at times, but he got the job done at the cost of his own existence. Now come King of Fighters 14. We know Verse has brought the dead back to life. The real question here is, I guess that means Psyche had to have come back, because Ash didn't die. He was straight up written out of existence, right? So if he exists again, that means his ancestor Psyche more than likely exists again as well. Guess we'll find out when the game launches. Okay, so that's a lot of the plot of Ash Crimson. Let's talk how his gameplay works. First off here, I just always love the KoF 13 Ash animations. You can definitely get his carefree / cocky attitude pretty easily out of it, because he acts like he doesn't have a care in the world. Straight up just twirling his hair when he's waiting around for the enemy to do whatever they're going to do. Moveset wise, the closest analog I have is Guile from Street Fighter, although it's Guile on meth, crack, and any other drugs you care to name. So he is a charge character. So these fireballs you're seeing, those are hold back, hit forward, punch. He has regular fireballs, and he has basically like a double Reppuken style fireball where he'll do 2 shots and they'll go into each other for a bigger fireball in the end. One of the more fun things about the double Reppuken style of fireball is if you time it correctly, the first part will defeat a projectile and then you shoot your own afterwards. And the EX has multiple projectiles that just destroy everything along the way. Keeping in mind with the Guile analogy, he also basically has a flash kick. Charge down, hit up, kick. It's big and green because he has a lot of green energy stuff, but it is a flash kick in the end. Now, going beyond Guile, he has a series of, I guess you'd call them trap fireballs. He can choose to place these around the screen. There's 4 different distances for each button. And if the enemy were to walk into them, or if he places it directly on the enemy, it will explode immediately. So along with the flash kick, along with the fireball that's pretty slow, it gives him pretty good screen control. And given that he's an arrogant jerk, he's literally just blowing kisses at you. That is the move. Also a series of moves where he just charges at you, although that might be replaced going into the new trailer. We'll have a look there. For supers, he has a big green energy ball, just slowly goes across the screen, controls a lot of space. Keep in mind, King of Fighters, being faster paced, there's ways around it. It's not a guaranteed lockout or nothing, but he can also go away the ways you're going to go around it for counterplay, all that kind of stuff. It's a very interesting and fun super. Also got the flash kick style super. Remy, eat your heart out, because Ash does it way better than you ever did. We're going to skip a move. Let's talk level 3. This is his level 3. It's a command grab super, although in King of Fighters 15 he has a brand new level 3. Now let's talk the main event, sans culotte. This move is a lot of things. First off, it's 2 bars. It's full invincible frame 1 super. It's an install, and while you're in this install, he can freely combo any special move into any command normal, back into any special move, back into any command normal. Also, it has an alternate bonus super at the end, which is a debuff that locks you out of your moves. This move is why Ash Crimson is the combo king of King of Fighters, and one of the kings of all combos in all of fighting games, period. His base combo structure is already pretty crazy as it is, and you add this move, and then we just start going nuts. The only thing really holding him back is the fact that it's 2 bars to do, right? So he can't just keep doing it forever and forever. To be fair, the King of Fighters 13 version of Ash, which is the one everyone's crazy about, a big part of what augments his crazy combo powers is the drive system, which doesn't exist in the same way in the upcoming King of Fighters 15. But sans culotte being what it is, it doesn't need the drive system to go crazy. You can definitely do a lot of stuff without needing the drive system. You'll go crazy plenty fine enough with just that move and that move alone. And now let's finally break down the trailer. I know there's a lot to talk about before, but Ash frankly deserves more chat than the average character. So Ash, first thing here in the trailer before we even start off, Ash is a very fashion forward / fashion conscious person. And so you can see all those individual nails are painted. Ash also rocking a brand new costume. Similar in design, sure, but it's the winter version, the parka version, because Ash is bringing us a new stage. And it is a frozen winter wonderland stage. Looks very nice. And we even get like a magical snow deer. I don't know what that's about, but I like it. It's cool. And we open up with our traditional barrage of normals. So that's close light, I think. It's a new animation, so I'm not 100% sure on that one. From there, we have close heavy kick. That's a proximity normal, jumping light punch. We have crouching light punch. This is crouching heavy punch. We get our standing blowback and our jumping blowback attack. Those are C and D together. Your 2 heavy buttons. And next up, we get an all new move. So at the very, very beginning, like the first frame, you can see him crouching. So I'm assuming, this obviously is a charge move because he is a charge character, but I'm assuming this replaces his shoulder charge from earlier games. This is definitely an EX version because he is glowing a little bit yellow. So he just kind of disappears off the screen for a second, hits you, and then launches you with a green uppercut. Gotta assume since you're spending meter, this is combo okay and you can get a juggle after the fact. We see the flash kick in action, also showing us that just maybe it is invincible startup. In King of Fighters 13, the EX version is invincible, yes, but the regular version was not. Next, we see the EX Kiss Fireball. Now, the thing to note here, the EX version tracks where the enemy is. The regular button versions, you can place where they are, but the EX version will try to track with the enemy the best it can. Now, next up here, we see Point Blank Heavy Fireball. So once again, Heavy Fireball, multiple hits. The animation takes overall longer than it did in King of Fighters 13, giving you more time to hit confirm, because it looks like Ash might recover just a little bit before the enemy. So maybe it's enough time to like link a jab and then go into something else, but I guess we'll find out when the game hits. Now, this here is a little bit of a taunt, and next up we see Crouching Heavy Punch going into a level 1 version of his Orb Super. Lots of hits on that one, FYI. Then it's Close Heavy Kick, and we're going into a level 2 version of the Flash Kick Super. And interestingly enough, here at the end, there's actually a new animation. He kind of gives you a big old boot at the end. That's pretty different. And here we have it, confirmation. Sans-Culotte is in the game. Will it follow the same rules? If it does, Ash is automatically the combo king of this game, guaranteed hands down. I feel like the green explosion could be bigger, but maybe they're not fully finished on that animation. A lot of animations have changed since the original trailers have come out. Maybe this will be one of them. You see a jab at first, because if you're unaware, this move is like a Raging Demon motion. It's not your normal motion or charge or whatever. It's light punch, heavy punch, like kick, heavy kick, like in very quick succession from each other. There's ways to cheat it out easier, but it's a very annoying input. We have this, I love this. Like, yeah, Ash's crazy combos. You want to show all the stuff, sure. But this is just your basic Sonic Boom. Oh, you jump the Sonic Boom, get flash kicked, right? I like the basics like that. This is EX Fireball here, just absolutely crushing regular projectile, and both hits do combo into each other. Next up here, we had a quick hit confirm combo into Command Normal into a level 1 Flash Kick Super. Ash Crouch Like Kick is a very strong hit confirm tool. I'm assuming Close Heavy, the animation now similar to the older games versus KoF 13, into a bit of a hit confirm combo. Close Heavy, EX Kiss into the new EX Charge, juggles very high, and then hits with a power attack. And then power attack, so heavies together, heavy punch, heavy kick. This wall bounces like it does in KoF 14. And then our brand new level 3. And then Ash, he's got some probably unkind words to say, I suppose, before he just unleashes on you. Massive explosion. Now, the big thing to note here is the CD, it wall splats, right? So by the time this hits, are on the other end of the wall, but they're on the other end of the wall. So this looks like it's a full screen, kind of hits everywhere level 3. Like, look at this hit animation here. This reads to me like it's the kind of super, if Ash has 3 bars, you can't whiff anything. Like, if you go for a fireball, you whiff a button or whatever, Ash can just be buffering it in. As soon as he sees it, he's going to hit you from full screen anywhere on the screen with a hitbox that crazy. Could be a pretty dang strong super is what I'm saying. And that is Ash Crimson's trailer for the King of Fighters 15. So Ash, a very popular character, totally skipped out on 14 though. He's had his whole crazy story arc, and frankly, I'm just glad to see the guy back. He has a very cool playstyle. Nobody else plays like him in KoF 15. He's more than likely going to be a very high skill cap character. Just due to the nature, if he works like I think he's going to work in 15, he's still going to be a very combo heavy, combo crazy character. Normally the character with a lot of good screen control, fireballs, all that kind of stuff, controlling multiple aspects of the screen, isn't the combo character, but hey, KoF very rarely plays by the rules. I dig the new Arctic action look. I dig the stage too, very nice looking stage. Obviously, plot ramifications, there's a lot. But then again, all this game is going to be crazy, right? With all the dead people coming back to life, and who knows how everything is going to shape up. Simply put, I'm happy Ash is back. I'm happy where the roster is going. There's a lot of good stuff happening. And even though February 2022 is still whiles away, it's not incredibly far away, right? So all in all, just looking forward to the King of Fighters 15, and I hope you are as well. Anyways, friends, that is it for me. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some King of Fighters.